The third physiographic division is the Peninsular Plateau. So plateau is a tableland. Lies to the south of Great Northern Plains, which covers 16 lakhs square kilometer, about half of the total area of our country. It is an older rocky plateau region. So we can see in this plateau three types of thing. One is Aravalli Hills, northwestern boundary. Aravalli Hills is a northwestern boundary. So this one is a Aravalli Ranges. Aravalli Ranges, that is a northwestern boundary. Western Ghats, second one is Western Ghats. So this is start from here. This is Western Ghats. The third one is Eastern Ghats. So here itself you can see Western Ghats is a continuous range of mountain. The Eastern Ghats is a non-continuous of mountain. So this plateau is a part of Gondwana and very ancient land. Already we see Gondwana and Angara land. It's made up of Himalayan mountains, continuous range of mountain. North of Narmada called Central Highland. So here you can see two rivers. One is Narmada and Tapti. So this Narmada, river Narmada, called as a Central Highland. So this is Narmada, Central Highland, and Tapti is a river. Tapti is a south of the Narmada is called as a Deccan Plateau. So this is Central Highland. This is called as a Deccan Plateau. There is a triangular shape downwards. So major rivers we can see in the plateaus: Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, as well as Kaveri. So all these major rivers lie to the south of Vindhyas and flow easternward, fall into Bay of Bengal. So Bay of Bengal you can see in the eastern side and Arabian Sea in the western side. So these are the rivers I have mentioned, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. All these major rivers lie to the south of Vindhyas and flow eastward. So these rivers flow eastward and join the Bay of Bengal. Narmada and Tapti, situated in south of Vindhyas, flow westward. So this Narmada and Tapti rivers flows in the east westward. This is called as an Arabian Sea. So next one is Central Highland. So I already mentioned Narmada above area or the northern area is called as a Central Highland. Central Highland. The extent between Narmada river as well as the northern Great Plain. Aravalli form the west and northwestern Central Highlands. Aravalli Ranges and Narmada Central Highland. In between you can see all this all area Central Highland. And Guru Shikhar 1722 meter highest peak, and western part of the Central Highland is also known as a Malwa Plateau. So this area is called as a Malwa Plateau. So two plateaus we mentioned here. One is Deccan Plateau. It is the southern part, the northern part, and near the Aravalli Ranges and Narmada river is called as a Malwa Plateau. It lies the southeast of Aravalli Ranges and north of Vindhyas. The part of the Central Highland extends to the east of Malwa Plateau known Bangalka. So two land is there. One is Malwa Plateau is known as a Bangalkhan and further extension known as a Bangalkhan. Bangalkhan and Bangalkhan. So the eastern part of the Central Highland known as Chota Nagpur Plateau. So already I have mentioned Malwa Plateau is near to the Aravalli Ranges and near the northeastern part. So you can see that area eastward. This place is called as a Chota Nagpur Plateau. So this Chota Nagpur Plateau, it's in the Chhattisgarh state and near the West Bihar. This region is very rich in mineral, especially iron ore and coal we can see in that area. So next Deccan Plateau. Already I have marked in the place the reverse direction of the triangular shape Deccan Plateau. It is the largest part of the plateau region. Shape of this region roughly triangular shape. One side of this triangle marked by the joining Kanyakumari with Rajmahal through Eastern Ghats. So I have mentioned no Eastern Ghats. So this area. So till this also we can put from here Kanyakumari to and the Rajmahal in the Eastern Ghats side. And the second arm is marked by the Satpura range and Maikal range and Rajmahal hills. So this is a flatter area. It's called as the second arm. It's joining all the hills together. And the third arm is marked by the Western Ghats. So the next part is called as a Western Ghats. We can see the third arm. So three arms we saw. First one is Eastern Ghats. It's connecting Kanyakumari till the Rajmahal hills. The second arm is a flatter area having more types of hills, and the third part is a Western Ghats. So the last area we can see that Western Ghats as well as Eastern Ghats edges Peninsular Plateau and Sayal Hills. They are calling as a Sayal Hills. It's a Western Ghats. Anaimudi is tri-junction. So you can see the joining of the area, Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. You are having a joining area. This is called as a Anaimudi, having a three types of hills. One is Anaimalai range, Cardamom hills and Palani hills. So Palani hills we know Kodaikanal is a beautiful hill resort situated in Palani hills. The next Eastern Ghats edge of the plateau is called Purvadri. We saw the Western Ghats called as a Sayadris and Eastern Ghats called as a Purvadri. Eastern Ghats join Western Ghats at Nilgiris hills. So here you can see a joining point. It's called as a Nilgiris hills and bordering Karnataka as well as Tamil Nadu. It is not continuous one. Already I have mentioned no. So Western Ghats is a continuous range of mountain. The Eastern Ghats is a non-continuous range of mountain. So this range, why it's called, it's showing as a discontinuous range of mountain because of the rivers of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Pennar and Kaveri intersected. So the next major physiographic division is Indian desert. So Indian desert means just to think about the Thar desert. So it is near to the Rajasthan and near to the Aravalli ranges also. Thar desert also is called as the Great Desert, Indian desert. It's having a 2 lakh kilometer and it makes natural boundaries between India as well as Pakistan. So it's near to the India and Pakistan making as a natural boundaries. It's a world 7th largest desert. It's a world 7th largest desert. It lies in the western part of the Aravalli ranges, covers 2/3 of it's a western part of the Aravalli ranges, 2/3 of Rajasthan state. There are major 2 divisions also. One is the actual desert region, second one is a semi-desert region. So this actual desert region is called as a Marushatli and the second semi-desert region is called as a Bangal. The last geographic division is the coastal plain. So coastal plain means Indian Ocean. It has 2 arms, western side Arabian Sea and the eastern side Bay of Bengal. So coastal plains are formed by the coastal action of the rivers as well as seaway. So like that only the coastal areas are formed. Indian coastal plains are divided into 2, western coastal plain and eastern coastal plain. So this western coastal plain. So we can see Western Ghats as well as Eastern Ghats from the same way. West coastal plain. So this area is a west coastal plain and the east coastal plain. So this west lies between Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. So the west coastal plain, Western Ghats and Arabian Sea, in between it's called as a west coastal plain. So it's extends from Rann of Kutch in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. So south area you can see Kanyakumari and then north area Rann of Kutch. Till that we can see that west coastal plain and its width varies from 10 to 80 km. So its width we can see 10 kilometers as well as 80 kilometers. Likewise, you can see a differences. And the sandy beaches we can see in that area, sand dunes, mud flats, lagoons, estuaries, and like a laterite platform also we can see in the western coastal plain. And the north part of the western coastal plain is called as a Konkan coast. So this area is called as a Konkan coast. So it's, you can see in the Mumbai in the place. So you can see now Konkan coast. Next, middle part is a Kanara coast. So here you can see middle part, this is called Kanara coast. The last southern part is called as a Malabar coast. So three coast we saw in the western part, western coastal plain. North part is called as a Konkan coast. The middle part is called as a Kanara coast. The third southern part is known as Malabar coast. So that is near to the Kerala. And along the coastal line there are numerous shallow lagoons and backwater called kayaks and terraces. So backwaters areas is also called as a kayaks and terraces. So this southern part we have mentioned no, Malabar coast, that area we can see a large backwater river, it's lake, it's a Vemanad famous lake, backwater. The second lies between Eastern Ghats, we will see now. Eastern Ghats lies between the east coastal plains, Eastern Ghats as well as Bay of Bengal. So Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghats, in between you can see east coastal plain. So this east coastal plain formed by the alluvial filling by east flowing rivers. Already we have mentioned no. So this area only is alluvial soil content. So east flowing rivers mainly contained of alluvial filling. This coastal plain has regular shoreline with the well-defined beaches also we can see in the east coastal plain. Coastal plain between Mahanadi and Krishna is known as Northern Silkas. So in west coastal plain we saw three types of coastal area. So the same way here you can see Northern Silkas. Northern Silkas. This area is called as a because of the Mahanadi and Krishna. The southern part is called as a between Krishna as well as Kaveri. It's called as a Coromandel coast. So this area is called as a Coromandel coast. So here two different types is there. One is Northern Silkas. It's between the coastal plain between the Mahanadi as well as Krishna. Here southern part is called as a Coromandel coast between Krishna as well as Kaveri. So Marina Beach. In Coromandel coast we can see Marina Beach located in Chennai. It's the second longest beach in the world, and also we are having backwater lake Chilka in Odisha, Koleru between Godavari and Krishna. The third one is Pulicat lake. It's bordered by Andhra Pradesh as well as Tamil Nadu. The last physiographic division is an islands. Two major groups of islands we are having. So in Arabian Sea as well as Bay of Bengal. In Arabian Sea we can see Lakshadweep, Bay of Bengal we can see Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands together 572 islands we can see. India's only active volcano we can see the barren island of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And Arabian Sea coral origin of the islands we can see only. So this island divided into two, Andaman in the north side, Nicobar in the south side. So Port Vila is the administrative capital of Andaman and Nicobar. Southernmost tip it's called as a Indra Point. Small group of coral island. It's a Lakshadweep. 300 Andaman and Nicobar. Andaman is a north side island and Nicobar is a southern side island. Port Vila is administrative capital and southernmost tip of the point it's called as a Indra Point. And Lakshadweep is located in the Arabian Sea area. Only is a small group of coral island. It's a 32 square kilometer area. Administrative capital is called as a Kavaratti, and uninhabited islands, also having a number of bird sanctuaries. And earlier it also is called as a 3 division. Later only it's called as a Lakshadweep, the year of rename by 1973. So we have seen, children, physiographic divisions. We saw 6 of the sided wing. First one is Himalayan mountains. The second one is Great Northern Plains and the Peninsular Plateau. The fourth one is Indian Desert. The last one is coastal plain as well as islands. Now we'll see about the drainage system of India. So drainage system of India is divided into 2 major parts. The one is Himalayan rivers. The another one is Peninsular rivers. So under the Himalayan rivers we can see Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. These are the main rivers in Himalayan rivers. The Indus rivers system, first one is. One of the largest river system in the world is Indus. So this Indus you can see the area of here, and the tributaries also we can saw Indus river. One of the largest river system of the world. It's originated from the northern slope of Kailash range in Tibet and near Manasarovar lake. Its length of 2,880 kilometers and 709 kilometers only we can see inside the India. So this Indus river. This river flows through Ladakh and Zanskar and also create a deep gorges. Runs through the Jammu and Kashmir. This river you can see, and Jammu and Kashmir also it reaches and flow. Some of the major tributaries we can see. One is Jhelum and Chenab. It's the largest tributary of Indus, and Ravi, Beas, and last one is Satluj. The next river system is a Ganga river system. So this area we can see in the Ganga plain below the Nepal. Ganga plain most densely populated area since it is a fertile land. Main towns are developed in the banks of river Ganga, originated as a Bhagirathi from the Gangotri glacier in Uttarkasi of Uttarakhand state, and also it length 2,500. Ganga is originated in Uttarakhand state and its length is 2,550 kilometer. You can see major tributaries of north side. One is Gomti and Gadak, Kosi. In north side that tributaries 3, and the south side you can see Yamuna is the largest tributary, and Sun, Chambal and another names of the Ganga. The river Batma in Bangladesh, the same Ganga, when it reaches the Bangladesh, it's called as a Batma, river Batma, and combined river of Ganga and Brahmaputra creates world's largest delta, Sundarban. So that Sundarban is the world's largest delta. It's combined of Ganga as well as Brahmaputra in Bangladesh before joining the Bay of Bengal. So this Sundarban you can see in this area. So Ganga as well as Brahmaputra join together and create delta here. It's called as a Sundarban before joining the Bay of Bengal. So next, this river also is called as a next we will see the Brahmaputra river system. It originates from the glacier of Kailash range. It's originated from area. Total length of this river 2,900 kilometer. only 900 kilometer we can see inside, flows inside the India. This river also is called as a transport, it's called as a purifier in Tibet. In Arunachal Pradesh, the same river is called as a Dihang. In Bangladesh, it's called as a Jamuna. After joining with river Ganga in Bangladesh, it's called as a Magna. So these are the different variety of names the same Brahmaputra possesses. Characteristics of Himalayan rivers. So we saw the Himalayan rivers as the first one now. The next, what are the characteristics that they have? Originate from Himalayas, since it's called as a Himalayan rivers. Long and wide. So it's a very good character. Long and wide rivers, and it's a perennial in nature. Perennial means in Tamil Vatrada Jeevan. So perennial in nature. The last one is unsuitable for the hydropower generation. So these are the characteristics we can see in the Himalayan rivers. Peninsular rivers. Second one is peninsular rivers. These peninsular rivers in South India are called peninsular rivers. So this South India we can see the number of rivers, that only is a peninsular rivers. Most of these rivers from Western Ghats. So already we learned about Western Ghats now. Most of the rivers originated from the side of Western Ghats mountain ranges. These are seasonal as well as non-perennial. So perennial means always the water used to be constantly flow because of the snow. And seasonal means during only the rainy season we can see. These are seasonal or non-perennial. Seasonal fluctuation in volume of water, and this river also divided into two. One is west flowing rivers and another one is east flowing river. So east flowing river we will see first. East flowing river, this side Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. So these main 4 rivers of the east flowing rivers. So first one is Mahanadi. Originate near Raipur district, Chhattisgarh state, and flows to the Odisha. So Mahanadi is located in this area and flows to the Odisha. Its length 851 km. Major tributaries of Mahanadi, one is Senati, Telan and Sandhu and Ibu. So these are the major tributaries of Mahanadi, and it empties its water in Bay of Bengal. Since it is located in the eastern part, so it used to drain its water in Bay of Bengal. Second river is Godavari. Its length, river length 1465 km. It is also called as a Virda Ganga. It is originated in Nasik district in Maharashtra. Next flows to the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So this area you will see Telangana and Andhra Pradesh flows Godavari, and Koleru is a freshwater lake located in the area of Godavari. And also next one is Krishna. So the third river of the eastward river, Krishna, it is originated from Maharashtra and length 1400 kilometers. It is the second longest river in eastward side, flows to the Andhra Pradesh and join the Bay of Bengal. So it flows in the Andhra Pradesh, Krishna. Last one is Kaveri, originated at Talakaveri, Kudal Hills in Karnataka state. Its length 800 km. It is also called a Dakshin Ganga or Ganga of South. So in south we can call Kaveri as a Ganga. Tributaries of Kaveri, Bhavani, Noyal, Amaravati. So these are the tributaries, main tributaries of Kaveri. Creates two segregated. Kaveri you can see in Kudagu in Karnataka district, as well as you can see this area of Tamil Nadu. Kaveri's tributaries Bhavani, Noyal, Amaravati. These are the main tributaries of Kaveri. If bifurcates twice, it will create two sectors. This is only in one end Srirangam and another one is Sivasamudram. These two islands are created by the Kaveri. While entering Tamil Nadu, it reaches Kokkanekal Falls and follow through straight near Salem. So it's created two types of islands. It's called Srilangam as well as Sivasamudram. When it enters into the Tamil Nadu, it flows Kokkanekal Falls and straight near Salem. Then it's break at Srirangam with two channels. One is river Koleru and the next one is river Kaveri. It empties into Bay of Bengal at Tumka, the Kaveri. So these four of the rivers we saw in the eastern side. So now we see the west flowing river. West flowing river only two we are having. One is Narmada and Tapti, already learned. So Narmada and Tapti, west flowing river. So first one is Narmada. This river rises in Madhya Pradesh and distance 4,312 km. This Narmada, and the largest west flowing is called Narmada only. Tributaries of some Chava, Barna, Kola. So these are the tributaries of Narmada. So next one is Tapti river. It's length 724 km. This river rises near Multai in Madhya Pradesh. It is one of the three rivers run from east-west side. Only Narmada, Tapti and also last one is Manu. So these are the river, west flowing river. It outfalls into the Arabian Sea through Gulf of Qam. So this area only is called as a Gulf of Qam. So these three rivers used to drain in the Arabian Sea. This unit 1, India location, relief and drainage. As an exercise, we are having 10 choose and match the following 5. Give reasons, we are having 6. Distinguish between, we are having 4. Brief the answer 5. As well as paragraph answer 3. The map exercise, we are having 3. In the map exercise, we can see importance some of the important mountain ranges and rivers. The last one is plateaus. So paragraph we are having three divisions of northern mountains and its importance of India as a first question paragraph. The second one is given account of major peninsular rivers of India. So we saw now peninsular river means peninsular rivers. We are having a south side peninsular river. It's also is called as a non-perennial, also it's known as seasonal rivers. So that is the second question. The third one is give a detailed account on basin of the Ganga. So we have to explain about the Ganga plain and fertile land and the state, around the state we have to explain. So we'll go through the lesson again. So this lesson we have started learning objective. First one is importance of India's location. Second one is major physiographic divisions. The third one is compare the region of Great Indian Plains. The fourth one is understand about the drainage system of India. The last one is differentiate between Himalayan as well as Peninsular river. So in major physiographic division we saw the 6 side heading. First one is Himalayan mountains. The second one is Great Northern Plains. The third one is Peninsular Plateau. Fourth one is Indian Desert or Indian Great Desert. The fifth one is Coastal Plain Island. So these are the side heading. We saw Himalayan mountains. In Himalayan mountain itself, we have segregated a number of divisions. One is Trans-Himalayas, another one is Himalayas. The third one is Purvanchal Hills. So these three side hills we saw in the Himalayan mountains.